of film and movies is adored across the globe. From North America to Asia to South America to Europe and Africa, the world of cinema stretches across the planet. While Hollywood is considered the center of the world, movie-wise at least, many American movie viewers rarely see films from other countries, either because of the inaccessibility of foreign films or the lack of desire to watch anything that involves subtitles. However, with the modern age of streaming and the creation of film services such as the Criterion Channel and Canopy, as well as more popular services like HBO Max and Netflix, foreign films have never been more accessible than they are today. Because of this newfound accessibility, many foreign films, especially ones released between the 1990s to today, have either been rediscovered and given new life, or have gone on to become instant classics. In this video, we will take a tour through the contemporary world of international cinema, with stops in countries such as South Korea, Japan, Poland, and France, to name a few. Asian cinema has long been at the forefront of the movie-making world. Trailblazing 20th century Asian directors and their films set the stage for not only the future of Asian cinema, but for world cinema as a whole, Hollywood included. Japan, considered by some to be the country with the most gifted filmmakers, has been transforming the world of cinema for a century. Legendary Japanese directors, such as Akira Kurosawa and his many masterpieces, such as The Seven Samurai, Rashomon, and Ran, to name only a few, are considered by some to be the greatest filmmakers of all time, as well as the greatest films ever made. Even with the immense influence and acclaim of pre-contemporary Japanese films, modern Japanese filmmakers, such as Hayao Miyazaki and Ryusuke Hamaguchi, have led the new movement in Japanese cinema. Hayao Miyazaki's films, specifically, have been especially popular in Japan, the United States, and around the world. Miyazaki's beloved animated film studio, Studio Ghibli, has created not only some of the greatest animated Japanese films of all time, but the greatest animated films in history as a whole. Two of Miyazaki's films, 2004's Howl's Moving Castle and the 2001 masterpiece Spirited Away, are prime examples of Studio Ghibli's incredible animation skills, as well as proof that even animated foreign films can surpass the imposed barrier of subtitles. Spirited Away especially, as it's Miyazaki and Studio Ghibli's magnum opus, has broken barriers in terms of international animated films, as its jaw-droppingly beautiful animation and complex meditation on greed, identity, and isolation has transcended in acclaim past not only the animated genre, but international films in general. Another gifted Asian filmmaker, who hails in this case from South Korea, is world-famous director Bong Joon-ho. Bong Joon-ho's 2019 masterpiece Parasite, considered by some to be the greatest film of the 21st century to this point, is an extremely layered, complex, and compelling story about the lengths one family will go to in order to achieve even a feeling of wealth and prosperity. The incredible film, winner of 2019's Academy Award for Best Picture, is so thick with meaning and hidden messages that even 3 years after its release, critics and analysts are still finding new messages and meanings within the film. While South Korea hasn't had a long history of acclaimed films, Bong Joon-ho is single-handedly leading the Korean film movement. Our third and final stop in Asian cinema is in Hong Kong, the home and inspiration of genius filmmaker Wong Kar-wai. Wong Kar-wai's three masterpieces, the 1994 romantic comedy Chungking Express, its spiritual sequel, the 1995 romantic thriller Fallen Angels, and Kar-wai's most important and influential work, In the Mood for Love have transformed the world of cinema. While some may consider Chungking Express or Fallen Angels to be Kar-Wai's masterwork, I believe that Wong Kar-Wai's 2001 film In the Mood for Love, a story about two star-crossed lovers in 1960s Hong Kong, to be his masterpiece. The serene yet solemn film perfectly encapsulates loneliness in love, as career performances from all-time actors Maggie Cheung and Tony Leung Chi-Wai personify the film's themes of displacement and desire. South America has long been an underrated source for some of the best films in the world. While there is no specific country that comes to mind when one thinks of South American cinema, besides perhaps Brazil, the continent has supplied the film world with some of its best and unique entries. The 2002 Brazilian film City of God is an outstanding and heart-racing movie that depicts the lives of teenage criminals in the slums of Rio de Janeiro. The film's stirring plot, breathtaking cinematography, and pulsating realism makes it one of the greatest South American films ever created. Another South American triumph, also from Brazil, is 2019's genre-blending thrill ride, Bacurau. Bacurau, a wild mixture of the sci-fi, horror, western, and thriller genres, follows the inhabitants of a small Brazilian village of Bacurau, who under mysterious circumstances begin to realize that not only has their village vanished from all maps, but that they also face an outside force that threatens their way of life and very existence. Both City of God and Bacurau prove that South America, alongside Asia, North America, and Europe, has its own unique voice in the world of film. Since the creation of film and the birth of cinema, Europe has been one of, if not the, premier voices in filmmaking in terms of influence, technique, and resonance. Across Europe, from France and Italy to Poland and Ireland, film plays a very important role in the last century of European history. Our first European stop, Poland, is another underrated source for some of the most thought-provoking and haunting films ever made. In a nation with as tumultuous a history as Poland, many films from the country reflect the sorrow and resilience of the Polish people. Filmmaker Paweł Pawlikowski's films, specifically 2013's Aida and 2018's Cold War, are perfect examples of the importance of film in Poland, Europe, and the world as a tool to express long-held feelings and regrets. Aida, Pawlikowski's 2013 religious meditation on identity and the long-buried secrets of the past, is a humanistic tale of faith and devotion. The beautiful, yet snowy and desolate landscape of early 60s Poland, mixed with ornate and fragile religious iconography, creates a perfect, albeit devastating portrait of a crisis of faith. Another Pawlikowski film, set in post-war Poland, is 2019's moving masterpiece Cold War. The film, which follows two doomed lovers who must navigate the struggles and hardships of post-war Poland, the rise of communism within the country, and the ill-fated love that they have for one another. The film's stunning black and white cinematography and age-old story of star-crossed lovers, paired with the grim, authoritarian imagery of Cold War Poland, creates a soul-stirring juxtaposition of how even in the most bleak situations, love still prevails. If there is one country that has given more to the world of film than the United States, it is easily France. The French skill for filmmaking dates back to the medium's origin, as the likes of Georges Méliès, Jean Renoir, François Truffaut, Jean-Luc Godard, and Agnes Varda have influenced countless directors, editors, writers, cinematographers, and actors to take up the profession of filmmaking. France's long and fabled history of cinematic perfection has inspired many of the nation's current leading voices. While filmmakers like Agnes Varda and Jean-Luc Godard were still contributing to the world of film in the 21st century, it's their contemporaries, such as Jean-Pierre Jeunet, Matthew Kassovitz, Céline Sciamma, Claire Denis, and Julie Ducournau, who keep the spirit of French cinema alive. While there are countless contemporary French films to focus on, I've separated two from the pack due to their artistic importance and influence, as well as their display of the timeless effectiveness of cinema. First, 1995's rousing and monumentally important film, La Haine, whose title directly translates to The Hate, follows three young men, whom are all minorities, as they try to navigate the riotous streets of Paris after one of their friends falls victim to police brutality. The film's extremely heavy subject matter of racism, xenophobia, police brutality, and identity, paired with a tour de force performance from a then unknown Vincent Cassel, create a whirlwind film which leaves each viewer completely breathless long after the film's shocking ending has cut to black. Another transformative contemporary French film is Céline Sciamma's magnificent 2019 sensation Portrait of a Lady on Fire. The film, which follows the relationship between two young women on an isolated island off the coast of 18th century France, is not only a masterpiece in feminist and LGBTQ+ cinema, but a triumph in filmmaking in general. Each frame, which could have been lifted directly from the canvas of the most talented 18th century artists, is beauty and poetry in itself, as the film's astounding cinematography, breathtaking setting, and devastating story of forbidden love is bound to move any viewer. The film's emotional, heartrending, and extremely powerful finale, paired with Céline Sciamma's incredible direction, perfectly captures the director's self-described manifesto of the female gaze. Across the globe, the newfound accessibility of foreign films, thanks to streaming services such as Kanopy and movie tracking apps such as Letterboxd, has opened a whole new and more connected world of film and filmmaking. This connection has led to a rebirth in international cinema, as many long-forgotten films of the past, as well as new feature films, are being rediscovered and are becoming beloved classics on a daily basis. In order to properly finish this video and cinematic world tour, I'll let the brilliant South Korean filmmaker Bong Joon-ho close us out. Thank you for watching, and I hope this video has inspired any viewer to seek out unique and moving international language films. Without further ado, here is Bong Joon-ho accepting his Golden Globe for his Best Foreign Picture winner, Parasite.
Wow, amazing. Unbelievable. Yeah, I'm foreign language filmmaker, so I have a translator here. Please understand. No. 자막, 서브타이틀의 장벽도 아니죠. 한 1인치 정도 되는 그 장벽을 뛰어넘으면 여러분들이 훨씬 더 많은 영화를 즐길 수 있습니다.
Once you overcome the 1-inch tall barrier of subtitles, you will be introduced to so many more amazing films.